So, you know how we all feel like we're constantly racing against the clock? That there's never enough time in the day? I was thinking about that recently, and it got me wondering, has that feeling always been true? Or has the amount of time we actually get to ourselves changed over the years? Picture Europe in the mid-1970s. It's a different world. In countries like Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark, the work week was longer, and the idea of a perfect work-life balance wasn't really a common phrase yet. But over the decades, something shifted. Strong labor unions pushed for shorter hours. Governments started to really value family time and personal well-being. There was a cultural movement toward enjoying life, not just working for it. So, if you look at the trend line from 1974 to today, it's a slow, steady climb upward for those countries. They've consciously carved out more hours in the day for people to just be people. Now, let's fly across the globe to East Asia in that same 1970s period. Take Japan and South Korea. Their post-war economic miracles were in full swing. There was an incredible all-hands-on-deck drive to build and grow. The company came first. Loyalty meant long, long hours. So for a couple of decades, the story there was actually the opposite of Europe. The average amount of daily leisure time didn't grow. In many cases, it shrank a little. People were in the office or factory more. But then things started to change. Governments and companies began to see the cost of that always-on culture. Burnout, declining birth rates, health issues. So from around the late 1990s and early 2000s, you see new policies. Premium Friday in Japan, encouraging people to leave early. Laws in Korea capping the official work week. The trend line, which had been flat or dipping, slowly, very slowly, starts to bend upwards. It's a story of correction, of trying to reclaim time that was lost. Then there's the United States. In the 1970s, America actually had a pretty good amount of leisure time compared to others, but the story there is unique. With the rise of the gig economy, the blurring of lines between work and home, especially with technology, and a cultural emphasis on hustle and side hustles, that trend line hasn't gone up. In fact, for many, it's gently declined. It's the story of time being fragmented, of work seeping into evenings and weekends. Telegram viewers, the code is TAL252327. For countries like China and India, the story is tied tightly to their meteoric economic rise and massive urbanization. As millions moved from rural agricultural lives to city-based factory and office jobs, their relationship with daily time was completely rewritten. Leisure became something scheduled, not something that flowed with the seasons. The data shows a deep dip as everyone worked to build a new life, followed by a recent tentative rise as a growing middle class starts to demand and afford more personal time. So, what's the point of all this? It shows that our daily experience of time isn't an accident. It's not just physics, it's a mirror. It reflects our deepest cultural values, our economic pressures, and our political choices. The number of hours we have to unwind at the end of the day tells a story about what a society prioritizes. Is a country's success measured only by its GDP, or is it also measured by the quiet hours its citizens have to read a book, play with their kids, or just sit and think? These 50 years of data, even though we have to stitch it together, show that different countries have answered that question in very different ways. Some chose deliberately to give time back. Others are still wrestling with how to do that. And in an age where our phones keep us connected to work 24/7, this isn't just a historical question. It's maybe the most pressing question for our quality of life today.